Hello, everybody, and welcome into B&T Sports Talk Show. I'm your boy T, and with me is B, and we're here with, well, it's Friday night, so y'all know what that means. It's time for Pick Em Dummies. Now, this week we're going to do a little bit different. There's only one game left in the NFL, so that'd be a really, really short show. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in some NBA games to try to spice it up. We will start getting into more NBA talk until we get into baseball season, so expect that. No, don't get it twisted. Once we get to Sunday, we'll talk some basketball and some trade deadline stuff, but we're definitely going to talk about the Super Bowl and all the wonderful stories that are going to come about. Will Travis Kelce win the Super Bowl? Will Taylor Swift win the Super Bowl? Who knows? We'll find out next weekend. If you're first time listening to us, if you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button on the video. We appreciate it. B, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Happy Friday to everyone. We get a week off of football, so nice little basketball talk. I think it's nice, a little change to find out what's going on here. So, but this is going to be interesting as we pick these NBA games because, quite honestly, I haven't really followed most of the teams outside of my own team's personal problems. Well, but we'll figure this out. Hopefully, I could go 3-0 in the NBA because I couldn't do it in the NFL.
There you go. Did you want to touch the Super Bowl today, or you want to save that for Sunday?
I do not want to touch the Super Bowl today because we are going to also do. We're going to do prop bets as well next week because we're going to do the game. We're going to try to figure out what color Gatorade it's going to be, how long the national anthem is going to be.
Blue, right?
There's all these prop bets, so we're gonna put it all together to see what we could pick here. It's gonna get wild next Friday night. I promise you that.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. We're gonna go with the games for tomorrow.
Yes.
And in the NBA. So let's take a look here. We're going to do every other pick. I'm going to start off with the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers playing tomorrow at about 3 o'clock Pacific time. 76ers have been on a little bit of a run. They've been playing pretty well. Embiid is out, but Tyrese Maxey is in. And Tobias Harris and a host of others, that they have a really nice young core around Embiid, which is what makes the 76ers special. So they actually are -4 at home. I'm going to pick them to win. They actually had a very riveting game against the Jazz on the road. And I don't see, even without Embiid, I think they can beat the Brooklyn Nets, who aren't really playing that well. They're kind of in this weird place where they don't really have many of their draft picks left because they traded a lot of them away whenever they, took on KD and Harden, the other guys. They did get a few back in the trades out of those guys, so they really should be tanking, honestly. And the fact that Ben Simmons is anywhere near the floor is just comical. Anyway, I don't know if he'll be playing in this game. But if he is, that -4 might go up to -10. So 76ers in the points, -4.
That's so rude. My next pick, I will be picking the Warriors and the Hawks here. The Warriors, there's something about Jonathan Kuminga right now who's taking full advantage of this opportunity that he has, averaging almost 28 points a game. Steph Curry is doing Steph Curry-like things. I think it's safe to say with Draymond on the court and with the team, they have shown that competitive fire again. Coming off a back-to-back, the Hawks are just, man, that's just a hot water of just nastiness there. Warriors are going to be +2.5 on the road, so I will be taking the Warriors +2.5 against the Hawks.
All right, so the next game is the Sacramento Kings travel to Chicago to face the Bulls. The Sac Kings have been kind of meddling. They're right there in the middle. Surprisingly, though, the Bulls
where they belong.
Yeah, they outpaced their trajectory last year, but this year they're coming down to earth for sure. But they're still a good team. The Chicago Bulls have had a little bit of an uptick without Levine. However, they haven't played that well. I know my Lakers beat them last week. They've got a nice squad, but nothing special. They are still at the bottom of the heap in the East. The Bulls have a 1.5 point favorite against the Kings at home. I'm actually going to go ahead and pick the Kings to take this one, +1.5. Kings probably aren't the best road team, but you know what? I mean, Chicago's not really playing for a whole lot at this point. once we get to the trade deadline, I don't even know if the Chicago Bulls will have any of the same players. There's been a lot of talk around their team about shipping out guys like Zach LaVine if they can find a suitor, even Caruso and Andre Drummond and DeRozan. So there's definitely been some murmurs around this team as to who's going to stay and who's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings to get this done, +1.5.
God, the fact that we have to bet with the Kings is never a good thing. I'd rather bet against them all day. But that's just too good of a pick there. My second game will involve your Lakers and the New York Knicks. I'm not going to try to call the Knicks by their nickname because we all heard what happened.
No one remembers it, B. Just bury it. Just bury it. Don't bring it back up.
Look, we don't know what Laker team is going to show up. One night they're going to beat Boston without their star player. The previous night they're going to look like absolute trash with them on the court here. So to be quite honest with you, I don't know what's going to show up here. Is it going to be LeBron? Is AD? Is who is it? Austin Reeves? Is he going to just stay consistent? Because that man is more inconsistent, I would say, like Jordan Poole was. And the Knicks are playing. They're right at the top of the Eastern Conference here. They're Jalen Brunson, man, silently could be, have an MVP kind of talk as well as for what he's doing in New York. So the Knicks for -6 at home. I like it. Give me the Knicks -6.
All right, B picks against the Lakers. Nothing surprising there. I've got the Knicks game. Cleveland goes to San Antonio to take on Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs, who had a pretty close game, I believe, against the New Orleans Pelicans, and almost got the win against the Pelicans. Spurs are up and down, but they lose a lot of games, and when they do play well, they lose a lot of close games. But when I'm looking at this line, we're talking -10, with the Cavs being a strong 10-point favorite. I'm actually going to take the Spurs here. They do have Wembanyama. They are playing at home. They're coming off a tough loss. I think they might make it competitive, and this game should be within 10. So I'm going to take the Spurs +10 on that one.
Yes, sir. For my last pick, I've got Milwaukee and Dallas here. Now, game. Ever since Milwaukee decided to get rid of their coach, who was at the time second in the East Conference, they have proceeded to not win a game since he got fired here. So right now it is looking terrible for Doc Rivers here. But you know what the funny thing is Doc Rivers still may coach the East All-Stars, because the Bucks could have the best record when this is all said and done before the All-Star break. Disrespectful 100% here. With that being said, Dallas is, again, one of those quiet teams that is doing a lot. Luka and Kyrie are playing well together, and you can see that mesh starting to happen. Luka as well is in the MVP talks for the season that he's having as well here. So I just think that backcourt is going to do a lot of damage here. They'll basically let Giannis get his, but I don't think Damian Lillard's going to have that much of a good game, and the supporting cast is just not that strong here. So Dallas is actually +4 at home. I'm taking the Mavericks with the points, +4.
That's a great pick. Milwaukee has great talent, but they're still trying to put it together, man. So we'll see. Hopefully they can get Dame to, get Giannis to play some pick and roll basketball with Dame and not take turns. It's going to be difficult, but maybe they'll figure it out.
That's what happens when you bring a 3-point shooter to a big man. He doesn't know the pick and roll.
Giannis is used to just it all revolves around me, 5 out. I've got the ball in the middle. If I decide to pass, I do, and that's just not the type of offense that's going to cater to Dame Lillard, unless he's just going to be standing out there waiting on a pass from Giannis. So we'll see.
Exactly.
We will see. All right. Well, that's all the picks we've got for today. These are the picks for the game tomorrow. I'll definitely be locked into the Lakers-Knicks game in the evening, because I know that Bron and AD will likely play in this game, so it'll be interesting to see what type of effort we will get from those guys alongside the efforts that we saw against the Celtics. Your Warriors, man, I gotta be honest with you, between both of our teams, something's got to happen. Otherwise, this season is pretty much a waste. It's a wrap. You know.
Yeah, we could talk about the Warriors coming out and
Oh.
saying that they're not going to break up the big three, which
Oh,
is,
man.
I mean, look, it's not shocking,
Yeah.
but there's still no movement, and the fact that Kuminga is playing good leads me to believe we're not trading him.
Yeah.
I feel it. I have that notion, to say the least. I don't think the Warriors are going to be aggressive at the deadline, but that's for a discussion on Sunday, because I'm not going to get into it right now.
You are going to need a hell of a second half run.
You're damn right.
To push into the playoffs. Both of our teams actually will need to do something special.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest with you, my team is the Lakers have been so up and down. They're just gonna have to hopefully be 4 games over 500. Honestly, like that's kind of where they have to, and then hope that Braun is healthy when they actually do make it to the playoffs and go from there. I think that's all you can hope for at this point.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, those are our picks. We'll keep following up on our NBA picks to see how we do along the season. I know I don't know if we'll get a chance to take a look at. We'll get a chance to take a look at all of our NFL picks after we get through the Super Bowl, which is extremely exciting. We will have a show on Sunday at 6:30 Pacific time, so don't forget that, folks. Get in there, chime in with your chat. We appreciate it. We'll be talking about, as we mentioned, all the prop bets and fun stuff, and some of the great stories going into this Super Bowl that will be talked about ad nauseum throughout the rest of the entire next week. Oh my gosh. Last year it was the Kelce brothers. Who knows what's going to happen this time around? Well,
I think we all know what's going to happen this year. We're going to have to talk about it. We know it's coming.
We know it's coming. It's going to be Brock Purdy versus Taylor Swift. Those are going to be the two top stories. I almost can see it. It's going to be so dumb. So dumb.
It sure is.
All right. What's the prop bet on Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift after the game?
They haven't announced it yet, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bet out there that after the game he goes to the 50-yard line and proposes to Taylor Swift.
They got to win.
Dude, I've heard the talks. They have to win, but right. I've heard the talks. I wouldn't be shocked if that's a prop bet on Friday that's on FanDuel. I would not be shocked.
That would ruin the Super Bowl. It would pretty much.
I would let you pick it. I'm gonna let if that's a prop bet, you're taking that prop bet.
It would take all the air out of the whole situation. We didn't even watch the Super Bowl. We could have it just went straight to that. I'm pretty sure everybody forgot. After that game, if that happened, we would have forgot that they played football. The entire media.
100%.
Oh, my God.
Everything would change so fast, it's not even funny.
Yeah. We forget Brock Purdy's name. What's his name? Yeah, anyway. So,
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. That's right. Well, we appreciate folks joining us. Again, like the video. Subscribe. Check out some of our other content. And we will be back at it on Sunday at 6:30 Pacific. So be there, join us. Let's talk about some basketball, some trade deadline stuff, and let's get into all these wonderful prop bets because we're definitely gonna have some fun with this Super Bowl for sure. All right.
Catch y'all later.
All right. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.